due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders of the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel, brother from the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, wherever it may be. With the brothers here at GMS Kansas City, man, coming back to you on this chilly Saturday, prophesying the end of this wicked kingdom, okay, the end of Esau, Edom, and they're going to prophecy, man, because, hey, the men of the Lord, they always prophesied against great kingdoms and great nations, man. And what's happening in the news today and in the world today, you got this influx of inflation dealing with these high gas prices, okay? Soon to be real estate market, soon to be inflation in high-priced foods, okay, vehicles, etc. Because now a used vehicle is going for the price of a brand new car right now, all right? And a lot of our people and a lot of these people in the world, they're getting ready to suffer greatly because, hey, they didn't listen to the voice of the men of the Lord. So therefore, we out here to warn them, to tell them, our people, the elect of our people, to get right with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, man. Because, hey, this guy Biden, he's been playing you jakes, man, okay? He's been playing you jakes since day one. While you went down to the poll, you voting for him, you screaming and dancing. This guy Biden been playing you dudes, man. Giving you the fake autistic thing, the fake dementia thing, which he may have some type of dementia and decay mentally. But overall, when it comes to this guy putting that paper to the pad, hey, he's completely articulate, man. All right? In which Israelites, you should question that. Because my thing is this, how is a country invading another country affecting your so-called gas prices? Think about that. Because our people and just people in general in the West, they're quick to blame, oh, it's Russia's fault. It ain't Russia's fault, man. Okay? In reality, it's the fault of all these nations. NATO, the EU, the Eastern Bloc, okay, which was the former Soviet Union, USSR, etc. But mainly, you need to start pointing fingers. Hold on 1 second. This is fucking madness, bro. And Shalak Rayim in the building. And they show you that that's Satan because we in the cut, but yet they know we out here every week. My thing is, there's no emergency. You doing 20 miles down the road with a fucking emergency sirens on, man. That's just bullshit. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about, is going into this whole Third World War, the economic collapse, all right, the end of the society, and you Israelites, basically you're getting ready to bow down to this new world order system. And that's the reason why this whole shimbag about the high gas prices, about Russia invading Ukraine, etc., is all in the forefront. Because all these governments, they are in cahoots with one another, man. Okay? They just shoot people out there in the public. You don't believe so because you believe that America is the greatest good guy on the planet Earth, when in fact that this country is the enemy to every nation on the planet Earth, man. All right? So give me the book of Jeremiah, the 25th chapter. What you had on that?
15.
Okay. Matter of fact, hold that and give me Jeremiah 25. Start at verses 2. Because you jakes out there, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this message is for you, man. All right? For you to get right. For you to stop believing in America. Stop believing in Egypt. Stop believing in the wiles of the damn devil that's been playing you from day one, man. All right? Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 2. It says, the which Jeremiah the prophet spake unto all the people of Judah and to all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying,
Judah and Jerusalem represents the 12 tribes, man, the people that we're looking at on the sign, so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, man, okay? Go ahead.
And it says, from the 13th year of Josiah, the son of Ammon, the king of Judah, even unto this day, that is the 23rd year, the word of Yahweh hath come unto me, and I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened. And Yahweh hath sent unto you all his servants, the prophets.
All of his servants, the prophets, man. Okay, the Most High has sent the servants, the prophets, all right, to prophesy the end of this place. But you so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, you have not hearkened to the word of the Heavenly Father, man. This is the reason why all hell is getting ready to break loose in your society. You paying almost in California, they're paying $7 in gas prices. That's not normal. Especially when America so-called have their own oil reserves. Why are you paying $7 to the gallon, but over there in Italy, they still paying $2.48, man? You know? Think about that, Jake. Why you sitting up here believing in this guy Biden, which Biden is nothing more but a damn devil. Go ahead.
It says, but ye have not hearkened, nor inclined your ear to hear. They said, turn ye again now, every one from his evil way, and from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that Yahweh hath given unto you, and to your fathers forever and ever.
Right, but the whole point was the fact that Israelites did not hearken. Okay, the prophets are out here prophesied day in and day out. Okay, we've spoken about high gas prices. We've spoken on inflation. Apostle Tahar constantly pushes inflation in the videos. He said that hyperinflation is coming to America. And we said the same thing, man. So, hey, the OPEC nations, that's the reason why Saudi Arabia and America's allies are ignoring Biden's calls, man, because he needs them in order to put an end to the so-called, basically in a roundabout way. You got the OPEC nations, all right? You got BRICS, which Russia is part of that, but they're using China, Iran, and these other nations, man, to pretty much do away with your sanctions. That's the reason why the Russians were investing in gold. That's the reason why the Russians were pretty much building up the ruble, man, because they knew that once the dollar collapsed, everybody was going to be fucked. So they found the way how to be self-sustained without your profitability, man. Okay, and that's the reason why Saudi Arabia is basically turning their back on Babylon. Because Biden called over there and said, well, look, we need to do something about the gas prices. They ignored him. Go ahead, man.
And it says, they said, turn ye again now, every one from his evil way, and from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that Yahweh hath given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever. And go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands.
Right, in America, man, they promote other gods. You so-called Negroes, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you all into other gods. You all into Christ, okay, which is not the name of Yahweh Shai. You into yourselves, you into all these different deities. All right, you into the American government, you into yourselves, etc. That's why the Lord's getting ready to punish you, man. But even throughout all that, Jake still don't see it. They're still not probable to understand the reason why all hell is breaking loose in this world. Why you got uprisings, why you got riots, why you got looting, mass robbery, shooting, murder. Jake ain't looking at that shit, man. Because in their mind say, oh, they can't come here. That ain't gonna come here. But it's coming here, man. Because there's certain jobs of markets in certain states, they gotta pretty much give you a pay increase just to deal with the gas tax, man. But how long that's gonna sustain itself before these other businesses start to collapse? Not very long, because if you look at C19, how it happened, that was set up to do away with all these businesses, man. These mom and pop shops. And on top of that, to bring in about the situation you see now, inflation, to do away with the dollar. Because when this guy Biden dropped it, when he got in office last year, they said the Dow dropped 1,000 points within the next day. And Trump warned you niggas, man. He said if Biden get in office, guess what? You're gonna have $7 and $8, $9 gas prices. And hey, Trump wasn't lying. Obviously, he knew something.
And it says, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will, it says, and I will do you no hurt. Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, saith Yahweh, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt.
To your own hurt, right? So, hey, what you going through is your own doing. That's your own dealing, all right? The fact that you jakes are in hell, you catching hell, you're being harassed by Esau, all right? You're falling victim to this system. That's your own benefactor, man, because you believed in this system. Like I saw a meme today of this nigga woman. She basically was making it, and like the brother said, they said Jake is making light of this whole thing, but they're really stressing out. Because when I saw the black woman on the meme today, she made like a little meme, and she was basically saying, look, gas prices is X, Y, and Z, and she looked distraught in her face, man, because that's the end of you liberty for you Negroes, man. That's the end of it. And she was looking stressed the fuck out. Why is that? Because, hey, y'all already know end game isn't playing. And y'all know, half of y'all know that y'all ain't right with the Heavenly Father. half of you know about, most of you know about the Israelites. Like we had a young lady that just came up here before we turned the camera on. She said, hey, can I take a picture of this? And she was, hey, get your camera on your house shot, man. She said, basically, can I take a picture of the so-called Black Christ, man? Why? Because Jake, they know, and they're listening. Well, some of them. But yet they're not taking heed. All right, what you got, brother?
Grab another preset.
All right.
This is
Isaiah 3:1 is a good one too, and also whatever you got, you can bring that out. But we're gonna really go into that second address, man.
This is the book of Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee.
Right, the Most High said, because you rejected knowledge, He's gonna reject you. Go ahead.
It says that thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children.
I will also forget thy children. The reason why you got ghettos and derelict situations among Israelites, man, because the Most High is not dealing with them. Why? Because they're rejecting knowledge. As we just read in the book of Jeremiah, the 25th chapter, they have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord. Okay, so therefore they're getting ready to be overtaken by this flood. Because, hey, let's just say if gas prices got out of hand, let's just say if they went up to $5-6, man, eventually people are going to be rioting, man. Think about it. When the whole No 19 kicked off 2 years ago, people was fighting over toilet paper. Or you call people were ready to throw hands in the store, man.
Right.
So how much more when this affect their livelihoods or their ability to not go to the club, not go to Foot Locker, not live their everyday lives? These people are going to be in a spirit of disarray.
That's right. That's right, because it's a chain reaction with these gas prices, and it's the perfect way to really bring everything down. You know, because one, they have a scapegoat who they blame it on. They quote unquote blame it on the Ukraine and war in Russia, right? But really it's perfect because what it does is everything right now relies on oil. Even the medications that's been built are petroleum based and all of that. There's so much shit that's based off of this quote unquote liquid gold. So what they're doing is when the gas prices go up, that affects the supply and demand, because those that are supposed to supply them depend on lower gas prices to be able to bring the goods to the stores.
Shit, look at Teflon, man.
God.
Look at Teflon. I mean, shit, let's go. Look at pharmaceuticals. Everything is pretty much oil-based, man.
God.
I mean, the oil, like when you got on gym shoes, like these sneakers, man, hey, that's oil-based. How the hell you think? I mean, leather, it shines, but even then, this is oil-based, man. Everything deals with oil, pretty much.
Plastic's a big one too.
Plastic itself is generated from petroleum.
Yep.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, well, yeah, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, everything deals with this fucking oil, man.
That's right. Yep. So when they do
petroleum jelly, what happens if you harden it? It becomes a plastic.
Yep, it does. Yep. All this shit. So when they do all this, man, hey, it's gonna affect the goods we don't get to the stores, because these truckers and stuff like that, they're not gonna be able to afford the gas.
Yeah.
You know, these companies are not gonna be able to afford to pay to have all these goods moved to these stores. So that raises the prices on the meat and the produce.
Yes, sir.
So this is why starvation is gonna be coming. This is why your steaks, you know, you thought they was expensive now, they really about to go out the roof because it costs so much to get them to the stores.
Well, what about when fried chicken, or when chicken wings go up? When a half a pound of chicken wings, 3 or 4 wings, that shit is $80. UJ's gonna really bug out. Then windshields, okay, bumpers, like everything that you use to make a car. Paint is oil based, man. All right, plastic based. All these things are gonna go up, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like the price of gym shoes went up. You know what I'm saying? Like people that like to buy their Jordans and shit, Jordans went up from 190 to like 210 now, man, in certain aspects. Why? Because now we're experiencing what they call inflation. And Biden even said it. He said because of the situation, it may go up another $1 or so. And then in the summer times, when it gets hot, energy consuming prices goes up too, because you're using much energy or more energy when the temperatures are fluctuating, man. You know what I'm saying? So now, hey, your bills are gonna go up. Everything, the cost of living is gonna go up dramatically. Right. So it's gonna be up to your employers to either raise your pay or they just gonna start laying off, man.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then there was another article I was reading going into how, in order to fund the wars, what they did in World War II is they increased the taxes. Mm-hmm. So because we're getting close to this Third World War, taxes gonna go up. So that means people aren't gonna be able to afford their properties and shit like that. Man.
Right.
A lot of homelessness and starvation at the same time. It's about to get really bad.
Yep.
Right. Oh yeah, another thing too, man. Uber, fucking Lyft, all these particular driving companies, now they're charging a gas tax. a gas tax. Like, shit, I think Lyft, since the pandemic began, Lyft then went up. I mean, a 10-minute ride at Lyft, that shit gonna cost you about 30 to 40 bucks, man. Right. Easy. So just imagine a gas tax added on top of that. Damn. That's inflation right there, man. Yeah. And then one other thing too, electric cars, right? That's not gonna really do any good because electricity, I mean, you still need some type of petroleum base in order to fuel those things too. You may be able to charge it up, but the things for those particular vehicles are gonna be expensive as well.
Right, the parts, and then you still got to get oil changes on cars like that. It still got an engine. It still takes oil. Yeah. You know? Right. But I got that precept in second address 15. This is the book of second address 15, chapter verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh."
Right, and the Most High is putting the words of prophecy in our mouths, man. This is why we out here speaking it. This is the reason why we telling you, Jakes, to repent, get in order, because shit is gonna start hitting the fan, man. Okay, this whole Great Reset, it was all part of the plan of a greater deed. Like, and it was 6 phases to the Great Reset. We're in the 6th phase now. And guess what? In the 6th phase, they said that we're going to start a digital-based system. Right. Okay, which can bring in martial law. They said that started between March 2022, all the way to the end of this year. So Esau is really following his paradigm, right? Then, it may just be on point. Who knows? Because it's all up to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But overall, man, they seem to be very close with that. Because, right in March, right before then, they invaded Ukraine. Then gas prices shot up literally a week later. Right. And then we're in the time of the Passover, too. So this thing could go which way quick. But regardless of it is, you're not going back to 2019. We're not going back to 2018. You ain't going to get those $1.48 gas prices again unless something miraculous happen. You people we ain't getting back to that point. Yeah. So, the cost of spending, you're going to have to cut that in half. Because now you got to figure out, should I put fuel in my car, or should I invest in a bike, or should I buy food? Should I buy shoes? Should I pay my rent? And you people are gonna literally be in a tight crunch, man.
Yeah, people don't realize too, the power bills are gonna start going up.
Yeah.
Besides everything, all power plants, they come from either coal or oil or natural gas or some type of resource. And when power bills start to be unaffordable, like more than your rent, people gonna have decisions to make, man.
When they tested the fabric last year with the polar vortex, they said that people's energy bills were literally $1,000 in the fucking winter. In the winter, you may use more gas and more natural fuel resources, but in the summertime, you consume more, man, because it balances itself out. But see, Esau got slick. I don't know if you brothers received in the mail for KCP&L, but they want everybody to converge over to these smart meters. They say you get a smart meter, you can save X, Y, and Z a month. You see what I'm saying? Because with a smart meter, they can dictate on how much energy you're putting out. So they said like, well, it's just kind of like a cell phone. T-Mobile, they claim to have an unlimited plan, but when you go over so many gigabytes, they slow your service down. So that's the same thing with the smart meters. They feel like, well, you use this much megabytes in gas, this much or electricity, therefore we gotta reduce your consumption of it. Right. Which is another way of controlling. Right. That's what it's all about, man. And that's what Sleepy Joe ain't telling you. But instead, he got you believing that the Russians is the big boogeyman. But wait, what happened to the 19? The C-19? Where'd that go? I thought it was going to be a dark winter, which it was. But what happened to everybody getting the juice? What happened, man? Now you Jakes ain't talking about that. Now you talking about support some fucking Ukraine. And you niggas can't spell Ukraine, man. Like you had this other bimbo of a Jake that claimed he's a doctor. The Jake was 62 years old, and he's talking about, I'm gonna go to Ukraine and support him. Look at our woman, fucking white man, man. Fucking black woman, man. The most I gonna kill you fucking nigga bitches, man. You know? That's right. But anyway, this one nigga talking about, I'm gonna go support Ukraine. I was a doctor, and I went over there to promote diversity and transparency. When they say promoting transparency, that's basically pushing the Momo agenda in democracy. Right. You know what I'm saying? But overall, he like, I'm gonna help Ukraine. The fuck you gonna help Ukraine for? They ain't worried about you, man. Right. But see, they got you Jakes fooled by that witchcraft, man. Because ain't nobody thinking about helping your black ass out.
Right. Yeah, the people that run Ukraine, man, they're a remnant of the World War II political party, I should say. You know, they wear the insignias and everything, man.
It's the Eastern Bloc.
No.
Because find out that the president of Ukraine is a Momo. He's a puppet. Y'all saw pictures of him?
Yeah.
he's
Oh no, I seen the picture.
Yeah, he's a Batsy boy.
Zelensky?
Man.
Is it Zelensky?
He's a Batsy boy, man. You notice every place America invades, they bring that bullshit ass Momo agenda over, man.
Right.
Every place that you devils invade, man, you fuck
Yep.
up the world. That's why the world is in the predicament it's in.
That's right.
You blame everything on the Russians, man. It's your fault.
That's right.
Yep.
And you and the Russians are the same people.
Yep.
You're the same type of devils, man. They just have more integrity than you fucking devils over here.
That's right.
No?
And these are the beasts that's walking around, man. Because just reading the video the brother just sent out, the original state of these people, they really are the base men. They really are the servants upon horses right
They
now.
call it the wild man.
The wild man.
Yeah,
Their natural state is to be nasty, man. To hairy all over, walking on all fours.
Well, the concept of the Neanderthal, that's Esau, man.
Right.
That's Esau. The whole Homo sapien, that's Esau because, hey, it came out that certain devils are born with tails. Don't know how true that is, but, hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Because you're a base people, man. And when I was reading the comment section, they said it makes sense as to why these people behave the way they behave. They're very barbaric. Very barbaric, man. Right? Go ahead,
And it says, verse 2, it says, I'll start verse 1 again. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
And what is the paper that is written in?
It's the scriptures.
Scriptures, the Holy Bible. That's right.
Scrolls. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, and speak against thee.
Right. The incredulity goes into disbelief because we've been scoffed. Oh, y'all believe in that hocus pocus shit. Oh, y'all guys believe in that spookism. Y'all always promoting fear. Y'all said this was gonna happen. Well, look, the scripture said don't let that disbelief, don't let that get to you, man. Because people always came against the prophets. They always came against they always try to disannul the word of the Most High, man, because they were wicked. So the hell with these people that disbelieve, man. Like the scripture says, scoffers and scorners should come up, man. Okay? Go ahead.
And it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. The price of gas, the price of food, beef. You people are so goddamn backwards in this society, you don't even see that, hey, you getting ready to reap what you sow. You finna start paying $10 in gas, man. You've already paying X amount of dollars in low quality beef, and yet you people are still walking around like everything is okay.
That's right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And it says, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Death, and mass death is coming to America, man. Because when sooner than later, when people can't get their natural supply of food and groceries and their natural commodities, they're gonna start robbing and looting one another, man. Because of the witchcraft they promoting in the news. Nobody's gonna think to go out to Biden or Joe Beasy or Megan, what's her name? Megan Kelly, that fucking airhead demon. Nobody's gonna think to go out to Pelosi, not just yet. Because they're gonna be mad at their own fellow so-called patriotic citizen to the point they're gonna want to get at the next man that's suffering like you, man. When your fucking leaders been lying to you the whole time. They've been lying to you and telling you that X, Y, and Z. And yet, you think Biden is paying $4 for gas? You think he's starving? Hell no, man. Biden is going home to the White House with a nice plush meal.
Right.
He ain't starving for no goddamn money. He ain't hurting. Pelosi, none of them devils. That's for you people, you peasants, man.
That's right. Because they're going to have their storehouses and bunkers to go down into when shit start getting like that. Chilling. We're going to have a big-ass curved flat screen TV in there, sound system, drink, eating good, while you people was
laughing
killing
at
each
you
other.
and laughing at you.
Yep.
Because when they cut the power off, like they was talking about a massive EMP strike over America, man, they blame it on the Russians. But hey, they still got operable satellites, man. And they showed you that in the time of the purge. It was called what, the NFAA and FFA, which is basically equivalent to the NSA and your government. that controls everything. They see everything. Even then, they was able to watch and dictate on how you peons lived your life, man. So when all hell break loose, they gonna be sitting in the bunker laughing at you, man. You may try to storm the White House and raid the White House and throw fires and Molotov cocktails and roll on your senators and leaders once you realize you've been played, but they not gonna be in there, man. They're gonna be hiding from you because they know that eventually the cat is out the bag. That's why this nigga Biden is basically trying to switch the paradigm now, because found out that they were stockpiling biochemical bioweapons in fucking Ukraine. And they exposed themselves because they said, well, look, the Russians are trying to take over the bioweapons. Why would they need to take over bioweapons when they're trying to stop their people from siding with you?
Right. Yeah, the Russians already got bioweapons.
They got bioweapons. Fuck, they need to seize yours for it. They just know what you gonna do with them, man. Because at the end of the day, Russia and America, they're basically on the same playing field. They both doing the same dirty shit. They're both devils. They both think alike. It's just Russia don't have the backing of the NATO and the EU as a world power. So therefore, they're kind of sovereign in their acts. But nonetheless, they're going for the same thing America is going for. Because let's just say if Russia was to become a new superpower, they'll do the same goddamn thing, man. They'll do the same thing. But bioweapons make sense as to why this whole 1-9, fucking smallpox, you got Agent Orange, Operation Sea Spray. They're literally declared war on the people, man. So they finna go to war regardless of if it's propagated or not. They finna go to war, man. If this shit keeps up. Go ahead, brother.
And it says, verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Wickedness have polluted the whole earth. How is that? This devil, okay, the Momo agenda, Jake committing adultery, okay, the fact that you literally have a program in place to protect Momos, man. Like, what's this creep name over the Department of Energy? He's a Momo, man. He's a Bati boy. Yeah. And everywhere you go and spread that fucking vermin. And you see why the other nations want to bomb your ass, man. Because Saudi Arabia ain't dealing with that shit, man. They only allies with you because you paying them off. But what happens when that money ain't good no more? You think your digital dollar is going to satisfy the Saudi Arabians? No, they're not. Because they deal with gold. They deal with oil. Saudi Arabia is a big provider of oil, man. They don't need you.
Yeah, the whole petrodollar deal is based on an agreement with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's it. And even then, outside of the petrodollar, once your military is taken down, your dollar really ain't worth shit. Because outside of petro, the US dollar is really backed by the military. Right.
Yeah, because everybody's got oil.
Yeah, everybody.
But only Saudi Arabia is the only one allowed to back it up. Because Venezuela has got 30 times the oil than Saudi Arabia.
Venezuela is the top. Venezuela got more oil than the Iranians, man, than the straight up. Venezuela is #1 on the planet as far as oil supply and production, man.
Right.
It just, they've been so hyperinflated to the point they don't have the backing for it in order to make it solidify.
Right.
That's why America went down there and set up that puppet leader in there, man. They were fighting that shit.
Right. Yep. Yeah, they're out there eating animals out of the zoos.
Flamingos, man.
You got women that were PhD doctors out there selling ass,
pussy.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
How's that when they have the 30 times the oil reserves in the next biggest country?
Yeah.
Because America's military is the real backer of who's in power, who gets money, who gets paid.
And if you got substance like that and you have resources, you have money. There's no way in hell that if you have land, you should be broke.
Right.
That's the whole point about resources. When you have resources, you have money. You have self-will. You're able to sustain themselves, man. The problem with Venezuela, they're not a big enough power for any political party to back them. So therefore, they're like a fish out of water. But alone, if they had the type of power Babylon had, fucking Venezuela wouldn't need no god. They'd be self-sustained on the moment, man.
Yeah, that goes to show who's in power right now. Because here it is, you literally got all this wealth that's sitting in your pocket, but because you're not in rulership, you don't have the opportunity to spend it with nobody else because their military shut you down. If Venezuela tries to trade with certain nations to actually put that wealth to use and get that money, they'll get attacked and they'll lose because they don't have enough power like Esau got. Russia will flex on them, you also flex on them, Great Britain flex on them, but they try to spend all that shit. So what they got to do is just give that shit away, and now they stay broke. Yeah, you got all this fucking oil.
Well, if you ain't part of NATO or the EU, you pretty much on your own, man. You basically that's the opposing force of the world, NATO and the EU, with America backing it, man. Hence the 7 head and the 10 horns, man. Okay, it says these 10 kings shall give their power 1 hour with the beast, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. It says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Right, and the innocent is the Israelites, man. The righteous, that's the Israelite. You can find that in the book of Psalms, man. Okay, and also in the book of Psalms, I believe 148, when it goes into the ones who we made a covenant with by sacrifice, man. Those are the Israelites, the innocent. Starting with the elect first. Because at the end of the day, this whole controversy of Zion, the reason why the world is going to shit is because it's the controversy of Zion, man. And what's the definition of controversy?
Means to be adverse.
To be
or
against.
To be against.
Yeah. That's why all this is happening, man, because the Negro, Latino, and Native American, but Jake, they're too simple-minded, they're too feeble-minded to understand that. They don't understand the fact that the Lord is stirring the pot because of the controversy he got for our people, man.
That's right. Yeah, also in Isaiah 40, it tells you that the other nations are nothing and less than nothing. You know, so he doesn't give a damn about you other nations. So when he says the innocent, he's not talking about innocent Moabites or innocent Ukrainians, no. You know, because he literally looks at you as nothing. So when he says innocent, he's going to do something about the innocent. He's talking about his people, man.
And that's what pisses the Lord off, because the fact that Jake want to go fight for Ukraine. Jake, you couldn't even get yourself out of a lockdown for a year. They even said it. They said, if you are so-called African descent, you ain't leaving the country. We want you to fight in the war.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with the mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
Right, blackouts, man. They were talking about EMP strikes. Prepare for cyber attacks. Okay, they've had cyber attacks in different parts. I think the last place they had a cyber attack was, I think they say not the Ukrainians carried it out, but they're blaming on Russia, man. Because found out that Starlink, by this guy Elon Musk, allegedly he set up a Starlight program in Ukraine so they can allegedly get the internet and cell phone signals and be able to kind of cover what's going on. And find out that that global tracking system is what they want to use to control the MOTB.
That's right.
Because believe it or not, Russia is with the MOTB too. All these governments are in cahoots with one another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They all with the MOTB.
Yeah, they all owned by the Rothschilds, elites.
Yeah,
the bankers, the central bankers, they all owned by that shit. They all puppets.
Yeah.
Anybody that calls themselves a president, they're a puppet, man.
President Vladimir Putin.
He's a puppet. He's probably fucking Bati boy too, down low.
Right. He'll fuck Biden up though.
Right. Yeah, you got President of China, Xi Jinping. He's more advanced than America, man. They got Union Pay, like MasterCard and Visa, basically said they don't want dealing with Russia no more. Yeah. They pulled out of Russia. So Russia went with Union Pay, the third largest behind MasterCard and Visa in terms of credit card payments. Yep. And their Union Pay is tied to their social credit system, man, over in China. So their shit is more connected than America is, man. So they all gonna have a part in this whole Karagma thing.
Right. That's why they said America's trying to cut Russia out of the it's called the worldwide digital banking. It's like a worldwide banking system. I forgot what it's called.
SWIFT.
Yup. They was trying to cut them out of it. They said they don't want them dealing with it. Okay, which stands for, I believe SWIFT goes into
I can't remember.
I went into it earlier this week when my memory leaves me. But when you get a chance, you can look up the word SWIFT, man, and go into their grievances.
It says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with the mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn.
Right, like the farmers, man. You got this fucking Ready Roundup seed now, man. They basically bully the farmers into using Roundup, Ready Roundup, man, which is straight chemical. That's chemical warfare, man. That's bio warfare right there, man.
Right.
Ready Roundup. You know how many farmers are being cut out of profits because of that, man? I want to say back 2 years ago when Esau was threatening farmers, man, they wasn't making the money they were making, man. Because Esau threatened, he said, look, if you don't use Ready Roundup and you don't deal with Monsanto or DuPont, we're going to take half your profits, man.
Right.
So a lot of farmers, they were committing suicide behind this shit.
Yeah, kind. If you don't have a specific GMO type of crop, then that 2,4-D chemical in Roundup basically will destroy it. So you basically have to have the GMO to be resistant to that Roundup shit. And they'll spray the shit everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? This shit is wicked as
It's
hell,
wicked,
man.
And so basically, that's why you have chemical-based foods, because everything that you see in the store it comes from farming, man. That's what the term organic goes to. Organic goes to of the earth. It just means of the ground. So everything that you get is of the ground. The earth produces everything, man, from your plastics to your metals, man, all right, to your petroleum, to everything you see. The earth produces it. Like the earth, it yields its own bit. That's how you know in the kingdom we're going to be extremely wealthy, because I've seen it. I've seen Esau literally cut down trees and grind them up into mulch and use the earth to make more money, man. Where the hell you think paper come from? It comes from fucking trees, man. Everything, steels, metals, uranium, all the natural resources come from the earth, man.
That's right. That's why real wealth comes when you have land.
Yeah.
When you have land, you got wealth because you can find all that shit within the land. You might buy a big chunk, a few acres, and dig somewhere. And next thing you know, you got amethyst in the ground. Then watch Esau get ready to come try to take your shit.
Yeah.
They throw some weird ass fucking law in there saying that they need to confiscate it or give some outrageous tax that you can't afford the land no more, and then make all the money off of it. That's how this devil operates.
But they showed you that in that movie Uncut Gems, man, when they were dealing with the opal. They said that the opal stone represents the universe. They said the opal stone is one of the rarest gems, man, because it contains all other gems, and it's like a gem within a gem.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, real wealth is labor, is land and labor.
Slavery.
You have land and you have the labor to work the land, people to dig the minerals out, people to tend sheep, people. That's real wealth. That's what Job had.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't have a duffel bag full of FRNs. He had servants and he had a butt-total of land.
Solomon, he had slaves, man.
Right.
Because what was that Hamite man that came and basically he the one that got it to go to build the temple, man.
Right. Yep.
Those they called them the Phoenicians, but at the same time, just a particular language. But like they came over here and they gathered the peacocks, they gathered the temple, the gold, the bricks, they got the peacocks, they got all the substance from this side of the world.
Those Hamites,
That's why it took them 3 years to come back, because from that known side, it took them 18 months to come and 18 months to come back, man. So Solomon had a fleet. He basically had equivalent to a naval force coming there and back to build the temple up, man.
Right.
Gold, etc. And it makes sense on why this place was called Ophir, because he got the gold from this side of the world, man.
Yep.
That's right. And it says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein.
Woe is destruction. Go ahead.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
This is what we're seeing, the sword and the destruction, because riots are getting ready to break out. Especially when people can't have their summers the way that they plan. You got nigga woman talking about, in 2022 we gonna bounce back harder. Nah, bitch. You paying $8 in gas, man. And you jakes that live out there in California, you can hang it up, man.
Yep.
You can forget about it. Because you may be making $30, $40 an hour, which is equivalent to $20 an hour because the cost of living. But regardless of it is, that's still gonna hit your pockets, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Because making $20 an hour, but yet you got $7, $8 gas prices. Hey, man, you losing.
Yep. That's right.
One Edomite, he said it cost him $1,050 to fill up his rig. Out there in fucking, I think it was in Memphis. No, not Memphis. It was in I think it was in Tennessee. It was a state down south. It cost him $1,050 to fill up a whole rig, man.
That's crazy.
And he was talking about $11 gallons of milk for cow's milk. Fucking dumb. $11 a gallon, man.
Damn.
Yeah, this plays through, man.
So it's through. So you saving your savings account, that shit is getting ready to be out of here, man.
Yeah, savings are even worse
Yeah.
because that money is old money. The more money, the longer time money sits in your bank account and inflation goes on, the less that money is worth.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like equivalent to buying a house with no equity. Like a lot of you homeowners now, a lot of you are losing equity in your homes, man, because the housing market, the bubble busting. Because they call it, they lock you into a 30-year agreement. Now they got what they call a fixed rate, but what they don't tell you in the real estate market is that those rates fluctuate based on the economy, man. If you have fluctuations, then your rate may be smaller. But hey, in order for them to make up the losses, if it goes up, then they have to charge you extra on that fucking interest rate, man.
Right.
That's why a lot of people were signing those 30-year fixed agreement loans, which they were getting a lot of old people with that, but people mortgages were still skyrocketing, man.
Yeah.
Subprime lending.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, he's got something called CPI that he'll use as a measure. He'll try to measure inflation. He'll say this costs that. But the thing is, he can adjust what you call weights.
Yeah.
He'll say this industry is worth more than that industry. That's why the meat went up, because he said this is how much everybody's spending, but he made meat a higher percentage versus gas versus real estate versus you know automobiles and things like that. And you saw it
Because
and
they control it.
Right. Those are those diverse weights that he's controlling in this consumer pricing index. That's what he's using to justify, inflation and what your home is worth,
It's usury.
Yeah.
It's usury, man.
Big
That's
time.
why the scriptures say that an unjust balance is an abomination to the Most High.
Right. Yeah, because real Edomites, man, at the highest level, they don't really deal with money. They just deal with assets.
Assets.
They own property, they own land, things that can appreciate and depreciate, and they're not impacted by inflation.
No,
The more liquid money you have in your account that's just dollars,
It's
the more
priced
susceptible you are to Esau's inflation.
Yeah.
But if you own land, you own estates, you own real estate, you own, companies, things like that, you have a very big hedge against inflation. Precious metals.
You're what they call recession proof.
Right. That's what Esau's wealth is. He's not dealing with dollars, man. You niggas on Instagram flashing, stacks. You niggas are stupid, man.
Hey, go bring $1 billion of Federal Reserve note to the Rothschilds. They gonna laugh at your ass,
Yeah.
man. See, fiat money was printed for you people. That cash was for you. That's why it's called a debt note. A slave
Right.
is always in debt to the debtor, man.
Right.
That's why they got what they call a fucking dollar, a treasury, man. That's slave wage right there.
Yeah.
The Rothschilds don't deal with the money. They don't have that. I mean, they may have a couple of stacks of cash, but you ain't gonna find a Rothschild, Mayor M. Shell Bauer, which he's dead, but you ain't gonna find him with $1 billion in cash in his safe like that.
Hell
This
no.
shit is like, what the hell? He gonna laugh at you like, oh, we don't deal with that. They have access, they have wealth, they have businesses, they have oil,
Right.
they have subsidies, man.
Yeah.
Anybody would tell you real wealth is land and subsidies, man.
Yep. And labor, and he has that in military. He has men with guns. If he don't have what he wants, he would just come take it from him.
Yeah.
That's real wealth. It's labor, which is his military, and then there's land, which is all the resources, man.
Yeah, and prime example, that's the reason why, the military backs this. That's why when you go into Revelation, the 16th chapter, when it goes into the 3 unclean spirits, see, when you go into the trilateral cities, you got the Vatican, America, and then you got fucking Britain. When you go into the trilateral city, it forms a triangle, okay? A triangle is basically, it comes back to a particular circumference, but the UK or the London branch, which is the financial wealth behind everything you see going on, man. Because believe it or not, though they say Great Britain is not in power, Great Britain is really a big influence on America, man.
Mhm.
Like, look into the bar exam. Why you think you have a states called British Columbia, man? The bar. That's based in it. Look, the Queen of England signs off on the bar. A lawyer that take the bar exam, she got to get it signed off from the Queen of England, man.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That show you that Great Britain is a very influential power in this place, man. Because when you go into Revelation the 17, it goes into she's of the 7, but she's of the 8th. Basically, that little horn, that 7, come out of Great Britain, which is America, man.
Yep.
And that's why they got the militia fascists, which is America, the military power, to back their wealth, man. And then in the Vatican or in Italy or whatever you want to call it, that's the spiritual aspect behind it, man. Because hey, just like any drug dealer tell you this, if you got a success, most drug dealers are Christians or they believe in some type of witchcraft. They pray to some God. But even then, what's protecting their money? A lot of power, guns, soldiers.
Right. Yep.
It's the same concept, just on a global scale.
Yeah, that's it. That's why you niggas out in the hood, man. You know, money is whatever you can spend right now. You know, you don't have any long-term wealth in this society, man. You know,
Jake ain't
Esau
got no
got this shit locked. That's why when you come into the truth, you start getting angry, man, because you just realize it doesn't matter really how hard you work. Even if you become a so-called millionaire, like all of this money is just, it's not yours, man. You're limited. You can't even have more than one woman without catching hell. You know, it's just the real things that the real wealth in life, you really don't have it. And Esau can do it without any impunity at all.
That's why they call it a debt note. It's like they call it basically they call it the pinwheel syndrome, man. Think of a hamster on a pinwheel. You go to work, you slave every single day. You may have Federal Reserve notes to pay your. All right, think about this. Let's just say if energy in certain natural gases costs, and you had to pay a certain fee to get rid of it permanently. You should be able to pay one time and cover your gas bill for life because you paid for that particular resource. Right. Why do you have a monthly bill? Because it's a fucking debt note. A monthly of recurrence because it's debt. A bill is debt.
Yep.
You may have $100 to pay your light bill. Okay, you may have a zero balance, but next month it's going to regenerate. Why? Because hey, you don't have real substance, man. Yep. That's why the scriptures refer to money, silver, gold, and land, and cattle or livestock as being the real wealth, man. Job had silver. Abraham had gold and silver, man.
Yep.
Job had gold and silver. Job had land.
Yeah.
He didn't have no fucking greenbacks, man.
Yep.
That's why when we was under the Romans, man, we had to pay a tributary, bro, because they had a debt-based system then. Dealing with the Roman denarius, that was a fucking debt system, man.
Right.
That's why Jake had to pay taxes every year. And if they didn't pay taxes, they got robbed on, man.
That's right. That's why you think these empires, these Edomites, why do they go out to conquer these other lands? Because it's not about money on their books. They need resources. They go out to the Middle East, the Levant region, North Africa, you know, that area. They conquer those lands to get resources, man. Because that's real wealth.
Shit, out there, what is it, Afghanistan or Iraq? Where they developed the poppy seed? What was it, Afghanistan?
Yeah.
That's why they had the war out there on so-called terror, man.
Yeah.
That's a very wealthy land, man, for the poppy seed. That brings in a lot of wealth. When you own a field of poppy plants, man, do you know what type of wealth that generates? It ain't just because cash is in the midst. It's because other nations are coming to you for that particular substance, man.
Right. Yep.
Esau ain't trading in Federal Reserve notes, man. That's like I said, that's for the people. That's a backing to dupe the people, man. It ain't fucking real money.
Right.
So all you stupid niggas out there in the hood with the telephone bands and shit, you stupid as hell, man.
Yeah.
Because hey, if you drug dealers were so fucking smart, you would know what real money is. Why don't you drug dealers got gold?
Yep.
And you niggas got a couple of Glocks and gold chains and shit like that, which your gold chains are basically plated. It ain't real gold. And you got a couple of guns and shit, and you got about 200 bands under your mat. Yeah. And get raided at 5 o'clock in the morning. You went to jail for nothing.
Yep.
At least if they gonna take your ass out, at least be sitting on something that's worthy, that's wealthy, that can make you recession proof. You niggas get booked in the county for 3 months. Your $200,000 is gone, nigga.
Gone, man. You start collecting that shit, evidence.
He gonna put it back out there.
Put it back out there, man. Yeah, like
man.
Like our forefather Isaac, man, he was balling, man. He had like 2 springs. Yeah. Imagine you owned a big ass well of just pure, rich, beautiful water, man.
Bro.
And no one else around you had a spring, bro. You'd be balling. People be coming to you for water every day. You just set up a guy, a laborer, and here you go get some water. That's money right there, man. Because people need water. This isn't FRNs, man. This isn't
that's a resource. Water,
right.
Everybody needs it to survive, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Think about this, Nestle, right? Matter of fact, let's go to Dasani. That shit is trash. Fucking Dasani's trash, Nestle's trash, all that. But the fact that these corporations, who owns Dasani? I think Coke, right?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much money a year is Coca-Cola generating off tap water, man? Just off the fact that they're selling water.
Right. And you know what Dasani? Dasani is a patent for a filter, man. There's some bullshit rocks that they run tap water over.
Yep.
That's Dasani. I worked at a company that we did the shit. They hooked up Dasani water out in the theater, basically. But because all this in it, they run it through this plastic thing with some rocks in it, and they say this is a patented Dasani filter. That's what Dasani water is, man. It's tap water.
Give me Psalms 58, bro.
This shit, man. This ain't spring water, fresh water coming from under the ground. You know.
That's like if somebody piss on a rock and sell it to you and tell you it's gold because it got yellow tint to it. Niggas will buy it. They'll believe it.
It's golden water.
Yeah, bro. That's why, man, you Americans are the most stupid. You slow bellies. That's why the scriptures call you the people that suppress.
Yeah.
Because you really don't understand wealth. You don't understand how wealth is generated. The fact that our forefather Isaac had a whole system of wealth, man, to generate. If you own, let's say if you own the Atlantic Ocean, you would never be broke, man.
Hell no.
If you own the ocean, do you know how much money or wealth that generates just because that's a resource? Money is based on resources, man.
Right.
Yep.
Money ain't based on how much money you got in your pocket, because none of you Negroes own land. And even if you did own land, you ain't got the deeds for the shit.
Right.
Because they could come take the land, man.
Right. Yeah, it's getting the money out of the land too, because in that same spirit, our forefather Solomon was the same way, man. He controlled particular waterways,
The Mediterranean,
the King's Highway, particular routes. He controlled it. People had to come through those areas, and what did they have to do? They have to pay.
They had to pay. Just like Esau, if he sets up a toll booth, how much money it costs to go from Stun Island to fucking Harlem in New York?
Right. Yeah. That comes from owning land.
Yeah.
Not some fucking greenbacks, man.
That's why Esau, man. That's why, the highways, is one of the highway is what keep America going, man.
Right.
Because really, the highway was really made for commerce purposes, for the military backing, and for truck drivers, man, to ship goods to different businesses. But Esau figured it out. He said, wait a minute, if we build a highway system to a city, and yet these people need to travel 20, 30 miles to get to work, shit, then, hey, we winning, because these people gotta pay tolls, and then when you put 30, 40 miles on your car a day, the car's gonna fucking break down. That's more money.
Right.
Esau's, man, he's winning.
Yep. Right. Then he's charging the taxpayers money to build the goddamn roads. A pothole, you got to pay for it, nigga. You know.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's where your money goes when you gotta fucking pay that dumbass fees to get your license plates renewed and pay your taxes every year. That's where they get you on that. And then guess what? If you don't pay that shit, you getting pulled over and they ready to fucking take your shit.
Yeah, don't pay the taxes on your house. What's gonna happen? They're gonna take it. Yep. You know why? Because you don't own the deeds to the land, man. Esau will sell you the property, but basically he ain't gonna sell you the land.
Right.
Like those old Edomites, man, that own so many acres of land. Like when we were coming up, we had family that had land. But what happens, man? They die off, Esau come and get the land, but he'll try to buy them out of the land for cheap, man. But shit, if you don't want to sell the land, he'll just build on top of your shit. Like back in the day, I want to say in the 60s, 71 Highway in Kansas City, Missouri, that was a whole neighborhood, man. Okay. Like when you drive down 71 Highway, bro, those houses on each side, that was a whole neighborhood. What happened was they came through with the deeds. They said, well, look, we want to buy you out of your houses because we want to build a highway to downtown so people can get back and forth to work. But you know how much money Esau made off building a highway system? Yeah. How much federal funding they got from that? And they may have paid a nigga back in the day in the 60s. They probably gave him 30 grand to get out the crib.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they doing that to Gad to this day, man.
Yeah.
Like the Keystone Pipeline. All those rural lands, they came in and say, hey, Gad, you know, we'll pay you this amount of money. We know we promised you this land for your reservation, but we need to build this pipeline. Here's some money to get the fuck out of here. We're going to make billions of dollars off this pipeline.
And land is priceless, man. You can't put a price on land, man. Because when you're dealing with the greenback, you're going to still be in more debt. That's why these stupid ass niggas that's talking about reparations, you don't want reparations in the form of greenbacks, man.
Hell no, man.
That's a stupid, and I'm surprised Esau ain't like, okay, here.
Right, to shut Jake up.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, greenbacks, that's a cop-out. It ain't nothing to give you printing you niggas $1 million to do it, but he ain't got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, if he gave you niggas fiat currency, you going to be misbehaved.
Yep.
But I wouldn't want reparations in greenbacks. That's a stupid ass trade, man.
Yeah, it really is, man. But that's why the scriptures also say that there's no more wisdom in teaming.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about real assets, real resources. America has stopped manufacturing and producing real things.
Yeah.
All of their money is now in bank accounts. It's digital.
Digital.
It's all of the real assets are over in China.
China, yeah.
China's making 80% of the world's shit, man. They're the
India.
manufacturing giant.
Yup.
So if they just cut shit off, that's why it says they didn't eat their bread, if they the wound underneath thee.
Matter of fact, get that
You know?
Obadiah.
Because they're rich with buying all of this shit, but there's no real assets. When China cuts off their shit, no more iPhones,
Yep.
no more Androids.
It's done.
Most of the rare earth elements, you need magnets to do electricity. All of that shit sits in China, man. They have real assets and resources. So on paper, America's got 3 times the wealth on paper.
On paper.
But
it
in
don't
real,
it's not real because it's just
Right.
numbers on a computer. It don't exist.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy to fabricate. That is like if I could write on a piece of paper, I could write $10 billion on here and say I got $10 billion and give it to you. Does that mean I got it?
Hell no.
I just made shit up, man.
Yeah.
Because okay, you got $10 billion in greenbacks, but where's the commodities that show this, man?
Right.
Like that's why when you go to the bank, when they ask you like, have you have any levies or do you own any property? Well, I think the bank asks you that shit, man.
Yeah.
They ain't worried about no fucking greenbacks, man. They worried about if you got properties because they know real wealth lies in assets, man.
That's right. Huh.
When you got a car, anything, because tangible shit. They know the money is trash.
You have something I can come take that I can benefit from.
Right.
Because they know this shit is just Elon Musk even said it, man. America's money system is just a database. It's a money
That's all it
database.
is, bro.
It's really just an administrator of databases. And I work with databases.
So when
you
you
just
go-
transferring numbers back and forth, back and forth.
That's it.
And the elites control the actual physical wealth, man.
That's why they don't let people get access to it. That's the reason why they go on to war. Hey, they say 226 years, 200. This man has been at war 216 years, man. That's why when you go to a car lot, honestly, you basically just giving them free money.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like those jakes that take out a loan, that's why we say when you take out a loan, man, you go to your bank and do it. They give you a tangible check or whatever, however they do it. You go to a car lot and say, well, look, I want you to finance me for this 2022. They say, okay, we can finance you for 25% or 15 or 6%, however you make, but you never see them give you physical money in your hand to buy the car.
Right.
Because the money doesn't exist. They just basically put you in a system that you got to pay them. Yeah, we'll rent the car out to you, and we'll take your money to pay towards the principal, but overall, we ain't give you no money. So basically, they just robbed your ass, man.
Yeah. They just saddled you with debt, basically.
it's just,
and they
fucking
own
double, man.
right, and you get the car, but you don't own the car. If
No.
you still owe $5 on the car, then it's their car.
Oh, I done heard Esau came and repossessed the nigga shit. He had one payment left.
Yeah.
And he came and took it.
Right. And by the time you get to that last payment, man, how much interest have you paid, man? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
You could have bought 2 cars with the amount of interest you would have paid.
Yeah, because you ain't paying on the principal, you paying on the interest. Like $5 may go to the principal. And see what they don't tell niggas about deferment payment is on top of the deferment, they put taxes, they put an interest on the fucking deferment. Because the only thing a deferment is taking that payment you miss and putting it to the back of the loan, which accumulates more interest, man.
Right.
Go ahead, bring that up, bro.
This is the book of Obadiah.
Esau, this nigga's Esau's a real fucking gangster, man.
Yeah. It's witchcraft, it's gangsterism. He's a mafia, man. That's really what it is.
Hell, man.
He's shaking people down all over the earth.
Yes, Obadiah 1 and start at 7, bro. Matter of fact, start at 6.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Right, through the service of the prophets, the Most High, man. He's giving us this information to research. And really, Esau exposed himself, man. You got other Edomites that's breaking this shit down. That's why you got what they call economic forecast. You got epic economists, man. They know all about the numbers of the stock market.
Right.
Like the stock market is bullshit, man.
Right.
It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. They selling nigga, man. Look, stock market, man. It ain't nothing but chattel slip.
Good. Actually, I'll go up verse 5. It says, if these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? And that's what this devil does, man. This devil, he can never have enough. He'll continue to take and steal more and more.
Go to live. Yeah, that's good.
You know? Versus just taking what you need and being done with it. This devil, he wants it all. And it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Right, all the men in thy confederacy. That's why he said when Sleepy Joe, I call him Creepy Jim Crow Joe, they said that Saudi Arabia ain't answering the phone for this nigga, man. My thing is this, if you got, like they say America got 600 something plus oil reserves that'll last them the next 500 plus years, man. Okay, what the hell you think that the whole Gulf, in the Gulf of Mexico alone, man, you know how much oil is generated, is under the fucking ocean, man, that they can dig up? They got all types of oil reserves out there, man. But see, they want to steal other people's shit. But my thing, if they were self-sustained, what does Russia invading another country has to do with your oil going up, man?
Right.
That show you it's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
He's not using his own resources, man.
Right.
Fossil fuels and shit like that, they're not manufacturing a damn thing. Like one of the biggest inventors in America was the steel companies, man.
Right.
Steel, man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Edomites prior to World War I, they were steel tycoons, man. In the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
Hey, if you had a steel company or your father or whoever was investing in steel, you were a fucking millionaire, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Carnegies.
Yeah.
They were out there in Pittsburgh. They got the Steelers out there now, but that whole area of Pennsylvania was a big steel area,
Steel,
man.
yep.
And now those towns are crushed.
Yep.
Those towns are like impoverished, you know, because now you got something called Chinese steel. Because Moab was doing it cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah.
He abandoned his own people, man.
Yes,
This guy is off the chain, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Steel reserves, man, like shit. Even then, Ford, a lot of the Ford parts are being outsourced now, man. That's why you have what they call aftermarket parts.
Mm-hmm.
Aftermarket parts ain't fucking made. I mean, they could be made in Mexico, China, even in America in some cases. But even then, like the toys, man, like the little action figures, they don't make those here no more.
Right.
That shit is outsourced.
Yep.
Because this country is a consuming country. It's a debt-based country.
Yeah.
It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right, they deceived you. Saudi Arabia, soon to be Poland. They're talking all this big shit about, oh, well, we're going to sit up here, we're going to back Poland. Poland's going to back Ukraine. We got the Air Force over there, X, Y, Z. Look, at the end of the day, man, all this shit is smoke and mirrors, man. Because regardless of that, once this dollar collapses, they going to war. Look, man, they going to war behind this money, man. When this dollar fully collapses, they going to war.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, you got something called a power vacuum, man.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just basically all hell breaking loose, man. You
The
know?
hell you think America got involved in World War II at the last half to fucking make the U.S. dollar the reserve currency of the world, man?
Yep.
They saw the opportunity and they said, well, look, man, this is the reserve currency. Because you always had a dollar, but it wasn't the reserve. I believe the British pound was the reserve currency at that time.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Right. They came against you, man. They overcame you. Why? Because now, hey, you on the outside looking in. Because NATO and the EU, they really don't want shit to do with Babylon the Great. Because they looking at this so-called power grab and that this shit that they're pulling, they're looking at America like, look, you're causing us to be fucking tricked out of the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Because now, because of America's negligence, all the other nations are going to suffer. That's why when this dollar collapse, hey, these nations, they going to turn their back on America, man.
That's right.
Because the other nations know that a fiat currency is not the so-called currency that's supposed to be commemorated, man. The nations know that you're supposed to deal with land, substance, different types of wealth, not no fucking greenback, man.
Right. And who the hell wants to deal with it? Because every time you get out of line, they sanction you. They try to punish you. They try to cut off things in your economy. You can't buy this. They freeze accounts. Nobody wants to deal with that, man. Even if the money was actually valuable, who wants to deal with a nigga that every time you do something he don't like,
then he's trying
to control you.
And then see, in America, Biden's so fucking stupid, and he knows this. But the reality of it is, that's why they have what they call the BRICS nations. The BRICS nations was set up to sidestep sanctions, man.
Yeah.
He like, how the hell can you put sanctions on us? We don't need your dollar. We got gold in our reserves. Even though the Russian ruble ain't shit, but they got gold, man.
Right.
They got oil. They could cut you off and deal with Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Then when they dealing with Saudi Arabia, then gas prices in the West goes up. Because Saudi Arabia ain't fucking with America right now.
Yeah. And right now, Europe, 80% of their natural gas comes from Russia, man.
Yeah.
So when push comes to shove, when people start freezing to death, people start they can't travel for work. What do you think is going to happen, man? You know, they're going to side with the people who's going to be the biggest threat to their lives, man. You know, and it's not going to be America, because America really, he's like Debo, man. He's like, I ain't gonna spend my money, I'm gonna spend Red's money.
Oh,
you know, he's making these other nations do it, right? You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at you crazy, man. You know.
Go ahead, bro.
And it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Teman, right? The wise man, it says Teman or Edom.
Edom.
Because it says the Most High pretty much destroyed the wise men of Teman. Okay, because when you look at the whole concept of this power move that Biden thought he was making, the reason why he's getting on the news and the teleprompter shit is to really dupe you fucking people. They know what's going on. They just playing with you. You people is gonna pay for this, man. Yeah. You people are gonna start paying. The cost of living is gonna skyrocket. And I'm gonna tell you like this: when you don't converge over to that charagma, you ain't gonna be able to live in your homes. You're not gonna be able to go to work. You're not gonna be able to drive these vehicles, etc., man. Because what they gonna do? They gonna come and they gonna start just taking shit. Okay, you ain't got the charagma. Repossess the car.
Yep.
Take him out of his apartment.
Yep.
It's all coming to head, man, and we in them times, like the scripture said, man.
Yeah. Come.
And it says, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau.
Right, because if Esau had any probable understanding, he would know that the Lord is controlling him to do all this. Okay, your NWO to set up the Great Reset, it ain't gonna get too far, man, because the Most High is not dealing with it. Okay, and you know what's so beautiful about it? Because nobody's expecting an underdog to make the big hit. People, right. The fact that Negroes are so insignificant in this world, outside of us playing sports, to the point they don't even look at their next rulers as being us.
Right.
Everybody's fighting, going to war, building these nice, luscious, plush militaries, spending trillions of dollars on warfare, right. And yet it's gonna be all for nothing because the people who ain't got shit is gonna be ruling the world, next, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's Wisdom of Solomon 5, man. Yeah. They gonna be like, what? These niggas?
Like, we ain't got a military. We got a military. We got the angels, but we ain't got nothing tangible right here, man. If we told these people we was gonna be the next rulers, they would laugh us to scorn. Yeah. Like, nigga, you got on it. Like, what? Right. Like, you niggas wear Jordans. Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all ain't ruling shit.
Right.
Yep.
Those guys in those garments, the weirdos.
And you know what? And you fucking gooks, you ain't ruling a goddamn thing, man.
Hell no.
You get out of here with that. You gooks going straight into slavery, right along with this damn devil you trying to be like. You dusty ass Hamites, you going to slavery. You Ishmaelites, you towelheads, you coolies, all you niggas are going to slavery, man.
That's right.
All right, you ain't ruling a motherfucking thing like it tells you in Psalms, the 2nd chapter, man. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing, man? Because that vain thing is okay when America fall. Because at the end of the day, everybody is in cahoots to take this place down, man.
Yeah.
They all in cahoots to take this. Everybody want to see America go.
Right.
Right. And all you nations, you already had your chance. You had your time. Like speaking on China, you gooks, hey, during the time of Genghis Khan and shit like that, that was your time to rule the earth. You fucked it up. It was another heathen nation's turn.
Yep.
When it came to the
Genghis
Japanese.
Khan may have been a Jake though, man.
yeah. You might have been. Yep. But the other nations, even Japan, y'all had your time too. Ammon, you had your time. With your whole samurai empires and shit you had like that ruling the earth. All nations had their chance to quote unquote rule. Esau's the last leg. He's the last bottom of the base barrel man ruling the earth right now. Right.
And all of you failed because none of you kept the law, statutes, and commandments. If you did, you would still be ruling.
God. It says, verse 9, it says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So that's it for you Edomites, man. You know, your kingdom's coming down. You had your time, and you ruled the worst out of all the nations that rule the world, man. Even going into the time of Babylon, you worse than them, man. You surpassed all these wicked empires. So now, you know, your sins, what the scriptures say, have reached unto heaven, and you got to pay for all of it. You got to reap what you sow.
Yeah. Come on, man.
It says, verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You know, this is why a lot of the spirit of these Edomites right now, we were just talking before camp started, a lot of these Edomites is all of a sudden they acting extra friendly now. Like their spirit is switching because their shame is covering them. They know their kingdom's going down. The cat's out the bag of who the real Israelites are. They're starting to look at these so-called Negroes in a different light. Just like the article that Apostle Tahar shared. Right now, the JEWs over there, they just acknowledged that the Igbos over there in Africa are the real Israelites.
Right.
So that's huge truth that's being come out there.
Shameful spirit moving upon thy glory, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did y'all see the video too that the Edomite chick called into Alex Jones show? And she said, we're reaping, basically she said they're the Edomites. She said, we're reaping the bad shit of the Edomites, man. She said, we're reaping what we sow. She called us Alex Jones and said, yeah, I did a show on it, bro. It's on the page.
Okay.
Check it out, man. Yeah, she basically said they the Edomites, man. She said, we're reaping Edomite behavior.
Damn.
To show you how wicked it is, because the bitch tried to not to include us. My thing is, how the hell you gonna reap what somebody else do if you ain't do it, man?
Right.
The scriptures ain't like that. We reap what we sow. We reaping what we sow from the ancient world because, hey, we're our ancient forefathers coming back, man.
Right.
All right. Now, of course, the Esau, you gonna pay for some shit that you didn't do, but when have an Edomite ever paid for something they didn't do?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, because we got to pay for going breaking the commandments, right? And we're reaping the curses of Deuteronomy. So what more than you heathen nation when you touch the apple of the Most High's eye?
Right.
So you think that we're the only ones supposed to catch the ass with them, though, right? No.
She said we're reaping evil Edomite behavior. Well, you goddamn right, man. And you know what? It's the start of you devils going down. All right, because and you look at Esau's spirit, he know he's confounded. He's confounded, man.
Yep.
That's why Edomites are acting all nice. Like the scriptures tell you, it says, in the time of thy affliction, thy enemy shall entreat thee well.
That's right.
That's why he's doing what he's doing, man.
Yep.
That's why brothers might be going to the gym show after this. And Lord's will we get some
might
free
get some
shit.
free stones, man.
You know, that's just
Who
took
one
right
of
off
them
my
fucking
mouth.
Edomite witches, man? Hey, she may give you a free necklace, but hey, pray over it, man, because there's a lot of witches there, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
They say this: they children shall seek to please the poor, man, but they're still the wicked, you know. And a lot of the information that we know, man, this is brought up by other Edomites, man. Jake is not over there researching OPEC and how to macroeconomics work and geopolitics. It's other Edomites bringing this out, man. You know?
And my thing is this: and niggas talking about going to Ukraine. How the hell you gonna go to Ukraine and fight for Ukraine when you don't even understand the basis of fucking geopolitics, man?
Yep.
Niggas think they so mundane.
You're going to fight in a nation just because you went over there and did a little bit of work. All of a sudden you feel some type of way for them people. They ain't your people. Yeah, let some shit kick off over here against the so-called Negroes. I bet you that same nigga wouldn't be over here fighting for Jake over here on this side.
Well, hey, the brother Gabar Yahweh just said it. He said, who gonna stand up for Jake in Jacob's struggle, man? You think Esau gonna jump in front of a bullet for Jake?
Hell no.
Fuck no, man.
Hell no.
Well, Mr. White Man, I went over there and I fought for you. Hey, it was a show called South Park, and I brought this up before. It was a concept. It was the movie South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. When they dropped them niggas to go into the military, because it was a whole thing about, that's when that big whole Y2K thing was a big thing, that the end of the world was gonna come and Satan was gonna reign on earth for 1,000 years. That's when, niggas was stupid. That's when the whole movie End of Days was all about. But basically, man, they was like, we have a concept called Operation Get Behind the Darkies. And then they showed a digital simulation of it, with all niggas on the front getting gunned down, man. And then this nigga Chef like, well, have y'all ever heard of the Emancipation Proclamation? He said, I don't speak hip hop. Basically ripped the nigga off, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you niggas are basically Operation Get Behind the Darkies, man.
Yeah.
You are basically first to die, and they gonna dispose of you.
Right. Because this is just like the Civil War that's happening in America. Because what's happening in Ukraine ain't nothing but a Russian Civil War, man. Those are basically Russians, but one side was overthrown by a coup in America, and the other side is still kind of pro-Russian.
Oh, well, see, and that's the whole thing, too, because what they were talking about, you had Ukrainians that actually desired to get back with Russia.
Yeah.
It was the people that was side with Poland, those basically puppets. They were set up as democratic leaders that was pushing a narrative. So the whole Ukrainian government was in division anyway.
Right.
Because half of them still wanted to get back to the so-called USSR after it failed. Because what happened was when the split came in the early, I believe after the Gulf War, if I'm not mistaken, basically Russia told Ukraine, they said, look, you got to disband your nuclear weapons if you want us to protect your borders. And, you know, pay tributary, and you got to dismantle your weapons, and then we will protect you. Unless y'all want to come back and be a partner allied again. But see, America already had their hand in Ukraine since then, man. Trying to make them a so-called democratic nation.
Right. It's no surprise why they got a undesirable as their president.
Yeah.
Because the videos now circulating this motherfucker in some damn leather skin tight, what's they call that fetish pants and shit.
He's worse than a nigga at the Department of Energy, man.
Yo, yeah, because that motherfucker's dancing on the video like straight Momo, man. Like, it's gross. He's wearing that tight, I forget the name of that fucking weird ass fetish clothing they wear and shit.
This place is a fucking joke.
And of course, the one part of the country, the one president that has ties with the United States is like that. That's why Putin coming in there like, hey, this supposed to be part of our people, and they doing this bullshit right at my border. I'm gonna take this shit back, man.
But even then, it shows propaganda because Russia could take Ukraine in a day.
Right.
They could take that shit. That should have been.
Yeah.
If they was really trying to go over there and take it, they're like, why would we take something we already own?
Right.
I mean, Russia owns all the satellite. They own everything in Ukraine. Right. They own every fucking thing for the most part. But if they wanted to really take Ukraine, the only thing they had to do was cut the satellites. They own that shit. Cut the power. Go in. And they could take Ukraine literally in one day.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their initial campaign was supposed to be like 3 days.
Yeah.
They was gonna go in and take that shit, you know.
But yep, I got another precept. This is the book of Daniel 7, and I'm gonna start at verses 20. It says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other one which came up, and before whom 3 fell, which the 3 that fell was the British, the French, and the Spanish, man. Okay, and it reads here, and it says, and even of that horn had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. That's going into America, man.
Yeah, kind of. When I look that word up, that word look, it goes into like the word vision. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's basically what America was. They went away from the English had a monarchy. But when you got to America, they was promising you the Constitution and liberty and freedom.
13 colonies.
Right. And everybody was coming over here. Every Edomite from all of Europe, they was flocking over here, dirt poor. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, y'all got slaves? They was just running over here, man. Yeah. And they promised all of this freedom and all of this bullshit, man. That vision is what set America apart, you know?
Yep, that what they call it, they call it the home of the free and the land of the brave, man.
Right.
Divided we fall, together we stand. Yeah. That was the whole slogan of Babylon the Great, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that was never for you damn niggas, man.
Right.
You fucking niggas that's so damn patriotic today, talking about, you know, you're blessed to have freedom, blessed to be in this country. Hey, look, when they came over here and they came out with all that freedom shit, you guys were in chains, man.
Right.
And don't be sitting up here trying to say, oh, well, they set us free. So now you're going to sit up here and show some gratitude for somebody that stole you and then quote unquote set your ass free under a certain condition, and that's punishment by crime, and then did this shit to put all this shit to set you up for crime, and then throw your ass back in jail. You're back in slavery anyway.
Right.
And then you got to do that, man.
Right.
These veterans just sit so patriotic. Oh, I served here. I fought for our freedom. No, you fought for another man's business transaction over there in the Middle East.
Right.
To get some more gold and oil.
Yep.
You were just a tool to make this man's richer.
Right.
Quit over here and brainwashing yourself that you some type of hero doing shit. There's no freedom that was threatened over here by these other nations, man.
Hell no. Look at the line at the VA, man. You try to go get service, you come back with one leg. You waiting in there 6 months.
That's a good point, man. That's how that. Hey, I'm a testimony to that shit, because I was in that bullshit. You know, try to go get an appointment, you gotta wait months. You get the fucking appointment, do a piss poor job taking care of you. You gotta wait so many damn months to a year to get your disability money. Yet they put your ass out on the instant.
Yeah.
When you get hurt, I got put out. I think and I had 2 weeks to get my shit to get in order, to get medically discharged. I didn't get my fucking disability until damn near a year later, man. $200 a month.
And that's wicked as all hell because here you in the military, you supposed to be like the most important people in the fucking country.
Right.
You fight for so-called freedom.
Yeah,
Right.
You're the people that's supposed to be taken care of, man. That, municipality workers, state workers, those are the face of the country.
Yeah, kind.
And
right.
yeah, that's why the scripture say it says, Solomon said, I believe, out of the things he hated, he said, a man of war that suffered poverty, man.
Yeah, I was just about to find that.
Yeah, that's in Sirach 25.
And your veterans are the most. Hey, a lot of these homeless people, they'll tell you that they're veterans. So what are the chances of that? That goes to show you the greed and the wickedness of this place, man.
Yeah, kind.
The hypocrisy of it.
And you know what, man? The only thing you niggas are free to do is pay taxes. And shit, because it ain't really free to work because you pay tax. Like, okay, my agency I work out of is in Kansas, but I'm a Missouri resident, so I'm paying more taxes in Missouri to work in Kansas, man. And then I'm paying a city tax because I don't live in the city, and then I'm paying a tax for Kansas.
Yeah, it's wicked as hell, bro.
The fuck, man?
Can't win, bro.
It's like the more money you make, they put Jake in a higher tax bracket, man.
Yeah.
If Jake make money, they gonna put your ass in a higher tax bracket, man.
Yeah,
You might as well get a minimum wage job. They don't pay Jake to make $30 an hour. You make $30 an hour by you being a Negro, man. It's only making $15, $16 an hour, man.
Yeah, that happened to me this year.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
could be making salary or whatever, man. They gonna find a way to put you. And you know how I found this out? My coworker, man. We was talking about taxes, and he was like, well, you know, I claim X, Y, and Z on my taxes. I said, what? He said, yeah, I'm able to choose my exemptions, and I can claim 1 or 2 or whatever. I said, but they don't give me that option. When I filled out my W-4, they already chose my exemptions on there. They give me the choice of, you know, some people do 1, 2, or they claim their kids because you get less taxes taken out. They don't even give me that option. But they gave Esau that option.
Dang.
Which shows that they put you in a high tax bracket. Because I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I felt my shit out. They don't give me a choice to put down certain exemptions.
Right. Yeah, this past year, man, I didn't even remember what I had put down, man, but I had ended up clearing the highest, I think, adjusted gross income that I ever have, and I actually ended up owing money.
Exactly.
There's been years where I've made way less money, and I got like a check, like $1,500 or something like that, you know? Bro, this year, I ain't gonna tell you how much I paid in taxes this year, bro. But
I owed them last
ended
year.
up owing money.
Yeah, I owed them.
So what the fuck is my point filing taxes? I mean, y'all can kiss my ass, man.
I thought they did something wrong because I filed shit myself. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, let me go to professional tax. Because I'm like, ain't no way in hell I paid all this money in taxes and I still owe. I owe they ass damn near 2 bands.
Man,
And I had to pay that back out of my fucking refund, man. They took all of it. I'm like, wait a minute. I paid my taxes. How the fuck do I owe?
Yep.
I'm like, what? That's why you Edomites, you so-called white people, Yahweh Shimei Havashai is gonna fucking destroy you, man.
That's right.
You ain't nothing but the devil the Bible talks about.
Right.
It all you devils, man.
That's right.
Go back to that Obadiah 1 and 9, bro.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring this out real quick.
And it's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut out by slaughter.
By slaughter, by death, man, okay? You're gonna be cut off by slaughter, man. Because you lived on you're declaring unrighteous decrees, man. Alright, go up to verse 4.
Verse 4 says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring art thou cut off.
Right, thieves came to thee and robbers by night because you ain't doing nothing. You robbed the whole world, man, with a smile on your face. The whole thing about Meyer Amschel Bauer, bro, when they took over the banking markets, this is what they did. They bought they promised certain residuals, certain wealth, and certain commodities, land. They said, well, look, if you allow us to put this particular bank or whatever, man, we're gonna make sure that you're able to have the same type of resources that we have. Not knowing that they was playing the people. So what happened was when they bought the land at a cheap price, they said, okay, we'll sell it back to you, but we're gonna put a tax on it. So the same land they probably bought for $200,000, they charge you $200 million. And they knew you couldn't afford it because the fucking interest rate. So what they did, they put you in debt to them, man.
Yep.
That's how you get a slave. Put them in debt.
Yep. Gone.
It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough?
Man, it's thievery, man. Stealing. because the scriptures say, roughly I think it's in Numbers, it says, a man that stealeth, roughly paraphrasing, Esau stole everything that he's gotten, man. He stole wealth. He stole us. We're stolen property of the Most High right now.
Right.
We ain't supposed to be in this fucking society. We're stolen property.
That's right, man.
But yet Esau lock your ass up for stealing. Like this stupid nigga OJ went to go steal his own shit back now. And they basically gave his ass a third of a life sentence on stealing his own shit based on the bullshit that happened to Cole 30 years ago.
Yep. That is
fucking hypocrites, man.
Yeah, scripture say he that stealeth the man goes get put to death.
They put to death.
84 minutes, so
it's like
almost 90 minutes.
We're gonna shut down in like another 10 minutes, man.
Yeah. It says, if the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? This man don't leave you shit, man. You don't leave a damn thing. And it says, verse 6, how art the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things thought up?
Right, and we already went into that through the men of the Lord, man. So going back to this precept here, this is the book of Daniel 7, and I'm going to start at verses 21. It says, and I beheld the same horn made war with the saints. That horn is talking about America, man. The saints are the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it says here, and prevailed against them. How? Because look at our condition, man. Mm-hmm. We're basically, we're conquered. That's why our women are all bugged out. Yep. They say, in order to tell the state of a nation, look at the women. The women are all fucked up in the head, man. So he prevailed against us, man. Right. We became over here in cargo slave ships, and then he put us part of his economic system. Right. Okay, his whole Wall Street shit, which is nothing but slavery. Yep. Contractual slaves. Yep. That's all that we are. Yep. So he ain't got to have Jake walking around like this no more, man. Yep. But that whole ratified 13th Amendment bullshit, man.
Mm-hmm. He took out Northern Kingdom, too. He made war with the Northern Kingdom. Yeah. Took them out.
That's right. And it says here, and it says, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom, man. Okay, and we gonna take the kingdom, because in this day and age, Lord's gonna raise us up with spiritual power. Certain brothers gonna get that power to protect other brothers, man, because we gonna raise the dead, and we're already displaying spiritual power because we're exposing this devil right now. We're bringing out all his secrets, his artifacts, and the fact that we're out here cursing you out, man, and we got the understanding of the 12 tribes here. Hey, that's spiritual power right there, man. Right. The fact that we're out here in 20-degree weather, toes are frozen, but we're still going through the spirit, man. Because that's the power that the Most High is going to give us on high. That's right. All right, to take you fucking devils down. And reading on, and it reads, and it says, and thus he said, the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire, shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms. Why is it diverse? Because they have multiple political systems. Okay, you got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, you got certain people that can claim this. What's the third one that they had? It was called like it was like a green color. I forgot the name of it. But you got Democrats and Republicans.
System, yeah.
Yep, and then
the Green Party.
Yep, and then you got the people that can just claim. You can put yourself on a ballot if you want to.
Right.
But
independence.
Yeah, but see, even then, going back to the Roman Empire, man, you had what they called the plebeians and the patricians, man. Mm-hmm. The same two opposing parties that gave the people so-called hope, which there's no hope, because America is nothing more but a communist country disguised under democracy. That's all it is, man. Because ain't nothing that you do is of your own. It's all control and it's all led. This is why you got Democrats and Republicans at war with each other, man. When the fact that they're part of the same goddamn team.
Right.
You know, like if you see a bird fly, if one wing flap that way, ain't no one wing gonna flap that way and one gonna go the other way. The wings don't control the bird controls the wings, man. So if the bird wanna go due south, the fucking wings gonna go south, man. Yep. And the bird is the elites, man.
That's right.
And it reads, and it says here, which should be diverse from all the kingdoms, which should devour the whole earth and tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that should arise, and another should rise after them, and he should be diverse from the first, and he should subdue 3 kings, man. Okay, going into NATO and the EU. But even then, before they were called that, there were 10 nations. You had Germania Minor, Germania Major. You had fucking the French, the Spanish, okay, the Britons. Okay, you had the Tassel nations. Okay, all these other nations that formed, which was, I believe it was 28 nations out of the European Union, but it was really broken down to 10, because if you look at Great Britain and you look at fucking Ireland, they have the same goddamn thing,
Right,
man.
Scotland too.
Scotland too is all the same. So that's one nation, man. Like the French, the Dutch, it's all one nation.
Yep.
So it all equals to 10 at the end of the day.
Yeah, con. Yeah, Germany, Austria, Poland, those were at one point.
Yeah.
One-
Germany and Poland itself will be considered one.
Right, yeah.
And going down here, and it says here, and spake, and he should spake great words against the Most High, and wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they should be given into his hand until a times, and a dividing of times, right? Because we're in that time now, man. Okay? From the time where the Greeks ruled, the Romans ruled, now we're in the rule of the Romans again. That dividing of times, which is that little season, man. Okay? So, hey, this system is getting ready to fall, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And the men of the Lord are telling you about it. Because, hey, that Charagma is getting ready to come. And soon after the Charagma, hey, you're going to have martial law. You're going to have fucking riots. You're going to have FEMA camps. They're bringing back guillotines now.
Yep.
Okay? And the people, man, they just one fucking spark away from flipping this damn society on its head. Because the American people, they're fucking fed up, man. They're losing faith in this place to the point people are leading their hooraying Putin, man. They're like, fuck this guy, Jim Crow Joe.
Right.
But you stupid niggas voted for him, man. So what you mad for? You voted for him, thought that he was gonna be Obama Jr. or the next Obama. Which Obama was a moment when he goddamn way. He did nothing but set you niggas up. And believe it or not, Obama was the one who forwarded the paperwork and the policies for this very event that you're going through right now.
Yep.
Obama was the elite's last choice, man.
Yep.
That's it.
Con.
And it says here, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy and to the end. And the kingdom and the dominion of the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven should be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and they should serve and obey him. All dominions, man.
That's right.
That's the next rulers.
Yep.
So that fourth beast don't say nothing about you fucking gooks.
That's right.
Don't say nothing about you Ishmaelites, and don't say nothing
Yep.
about any of you demons, man.
Yep.
But it says the saints of the Most High, who are the Israelites according to Psalms 148, are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
Yep.
Right? And with that, we're going to close out and give all praise and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of the great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And with that, shalom and a bubble ball, man.
Shalom.
Baba Ball.
Shalom.